Previously on Dragon Ball Z.
If I am going to play as Vegeta, I need to think like a Vegeta.
Blah, 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 prince of all blah, blah, blah.
Actually, yeah, no, that's a bad idea. When Dragon Ball Z was originally airing in America, we only had, for the longest time, the Ocean Group dub. Vegeta was voiced by Brian Drummond.
Uh-oh, he landed right in the water hazard.
Frieza's voice in the Ocean Group dub was also something to behold.
Having these balls makes me feel something that resembles joy, I think. I want to caress them.
Saga of Dragon Ball Sagas. When we last left off, we were in the Trunks saga. This wasn't a saga. This was a movie, a TV movie. I'm pretty sure. Was it a TV movie or was it a theatrical one? Point of the fucking matter is, this wasn't a saga. Yes, it was an important part of the backstory of the sagas that would come, but this wasn't a saga. Granted, neither was frickin' Yardrat. There was no saga there. If anything, this should have been the Garlic Jr. saga. But no, we get Yardrat. And thus, we move on with the future of Trunks. Something seems off about 17's outfit.
Brash young warrior easily dispatches the evil father-son duo. But who could he be? He is Trunks, future son of Bulma and Vegeta.
All this creating a major disruption of history where he could have just, waited until Goku showed up, done his thing, and then talked about the things that changed in the future. And again, otherwise in the series itself, this was all just a footnote, much like Yardrat. Yes, and it would have also been nice if I could have played as adult Gohan. Which, technically you can if you were playing in two-player mode, and also if you happen to play Pendulum mode. Which, we'll get into Pendulum mode by the time I unlock it. But of course, it can never be enough to just deal with two androids and have done with it. We have to have all these prototype androids. These prototype androids, which are basically just frickin' Terminators in themselves. Apart from the fact that they have eye lasers, and they still go flat like all the other enemies that we deal with instead of, breaking apart like they ought to. But yeah, they look like a mix between a Terminator and a Xenomorph. If you want to live, get the hell away from me! Oh. Yeah, his charge attack is the burning attack. So whenever he does this thing, it's just... Alright, stop it with the energy attacks, please. I don't care if you're a pair of legs. Get gone. Any more of you? Yeah, of course. Can't walk 2 frickin' feet without them showing up. And stay down, you freaks of science! Oh, come on, more. Get tossed. Go away! Oh, great. Telephone booths still exist. In the future. Better change that. That's an anachronism we don't need. That's what they're called, right? Anachronism. A hard to pronounce word, that's what it is. Point is, these things barely exist today. Like, I don't think they exist at all, except as a decoration. So, there's no point in keeping them around in the future. Alright, fine, I'll stay up here then. Your AI doesn't seem to be able to know what to do when I'm up here. And your aim sucks!
Now that you found the antidote, you could go back to the past and help Goku.
Wait, I had to find the antidote? I thought you made it, Bulma. Now, granted, I don't know. I don't think Bulma is a medical scientist so much anyway. So the belief that she actually made the thing is I was a little bit skeptical of in the first place. Like, granted, I don't know, what's technically canonical in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and whatnot. You know, it's clear that the last episode or two or whatever it was of the original Dragon Ball Z isn't canonical anymore because of all the shit that goes down in Super. And clearly Dragon Ball GT, I don't think was ever meant to be canonical in the first place. Granted, a lot of people just simply didn't like Dragon Ball GT as a whole. Good grief, you're a pair of frickin' legs! Alright, time to buy some upgrades. CZ coins on the radar. Okay, that is probably a good idea. I can pick up the rest at some other point. It's just right now I want to be able to make sure that I've collected everything. Right, I have all the yellow things. I have the Z coin. I just got to be able to find the red capsules. At least, thankfully, these city levels don't have any elevation to worry about, so I don't have to think much about how high up in the air I need to jump to get somewhere. At least not yet. And there's 17. Power level, I don't fucking give a shit. And over here is the last one in this level. Oh boy! I kick you in the face! See how you freaking low? Oh no, don't do that! Don't do that! That's in my face. It's in a place I like not having to be hit. Let me try that again. Don't do that! Don't do that! I don't like that. You're backed into a corner, android! You can't escape me! You're gonna get a beating of your life, your unlife, your robotic life. Hey, get back in that corner. That's where I wanted you. Come on, he was right at close range there. I could have done something right in his face. Don't do that. Don't do that either. Or that. Come on, stop it. Oh, why do I always get that? Come on. One good burning attack. And that'll end it. Yeah! I won! I defeated the androids! Except frickin' no, because of course not. You're not that easy to kill.
Bulma is slowly but surely able to nurse him back to health.
You know, apart from the arm thing, leaving Gohan as the one-armed bandit is perhaps not the greatest thing ever that could have happened to him. Among various not great things that have happened to Gohan in this particular timeline. I honestly, it's one of the reasons he became my favorite character. It's just like, he's so cool, and yeah, I feel so goddamn bad for him. He had to survive going through all the worst shit possible, especially coming up right now.
The time for training is over, and the time for action has come.
Except, no, it hasn't. I mean, yes, it has, but it hasn't, because this is the part that Trunks would have been knocked out for, and we should be playing as future Gohan here. But no, we're still playing as Trunks. Now that I can see this shit on the radar, I don't have to go through all the... okay. Still more of you assholes? How did... what the fuck kind of effect is that for lightning? Oh my god, why are there so freaking many of you fuckers? Also, wait a minute, isn't Trunks not supposed to have this outfit until after he goes Super Saiyan? God, the sense this game makes and doesn't. Are you guys having a meeting or something? Am I interrupting? You don't have an arm to... okay, you do have a leg to kick with, at the very least. But I mean, come on, you were trying to punch me when you don't even have an arm. Oh, incidentally, that's a funny thing in this game that we'll get into in Pendulum once I show it off in Pendulum mode. But yeah, one-armed Gohan is a possible thing to play as in this game. One of the rare few games where you do get to play as one-armed Gohan. Unfortunately, because everyone shares the exact same set of moves in this game, they don't compensate for it in the slightest. But we'll see that when we see that. Okay, so we're finally on to some uneven terrain. But, okay, don't follow in your father's footsteps and start river dancing.
You can only carry 3 Senzu beans at a time.
Okay, but why? You get a whole damn bag of sensu beans from Korin almost any time you actually need them. A whole bag, you know? Just about so many that you could even begin to think. And yet, for some reason, I can't carry more than 3.
Only carry 3 sensu beans at a time.
Why? I've got enough pockets! Are you ready? Or are you just gonna stand there with your brain case open? You can't punch me, you have no arms. You don't even have an upper body. And now you just don't have anything at all.
Sensu beans at a time.
Don't tell me what I can and can't do. I'm gonna travel into the past and save the future and kill all the androids. What? Oh boy, we got a big one over here. You know what they say, the bigger they are. Wait, what the heck is that? Oh! I see now. Why am I moving back? What? Okay. What force is pushing me away from these? There were only supposed to be 2 androids left, and yet there are all these Terminator androids, cyborgs, whatever you want to call them. God, that's another thing that's utterly confounding about Dragon Ball Z's Android Saga. I think barring... I guess Jiro counts as a cyborg, even though he's, you know, a brain in a jar. But yeah, it's just like, barring a few of the actual characters, they weren't actually androids, they were cyborgs or cyber... Because things that define that which is an android versus a cyborg are so pointless. I mean, there is a point to them, but it's just like, God, it's so annoying trying to have both types at the same time and being able to distinguish between them. An android is an artificially created, is a completely artificially created humanoid. You know, there's completely, whether mechanical or biological, they're completely artificially created, not, you know, a modified human being. That's what a cyborg is. Typically, that's still kind of debatable in certain ways, depending on who you ask. Because the Terminators in the Terminator series are referred to as cyborgs, despite the fact that they would otherwise be classified as androids because they are completely artificially created humanoid entities. Yes, they are surrounded by human flesh, artificially created and artificially cultivated human flesh, so they would otherwise be called androids in any normal circumstances rather than cyborgs. Yes, they have organic fleshy bits, but they are completely artificial. Cell himself qualifies as a bio-android. For that matter, why are all the parts for your time machine scattered all over the place, Bulma? Other than to give me some other purpose in this level than to just beat up robots? Which also kind of just begs the question, are these androids or cyborgs? Because when you look at their faces, you can see like some sort of brain case in them, but I don't know if that's an organic brain taken from a person being used as some sort of processor, or if there's a legitimate frickin' or just a completely made up thing. Why on earth would these things have brain cases? And where do they frickin' come from? Again, Jiro only made like a handful of androids. I might as well get that out of the way since that's the last of those. Now we can start focusing on all the different combos. You know, until we run out of money. Zuni. I'm pretty sure I've collected everything up to this point, apart from that one sensu bean that I couldn't collect because it doesn't matter if you have more than 3 pockets. Just give me an excuse for why I can only carry that many. And here we go again. I mean, last Z coins. There it is. And once I grab this capsule, I should be done. Ow. Yeah, I know, this entire thing is them dicking with us, because of course, I'm not even a Super Saiyan yet. 2, then 2, then 3. Okay. Let me get up close and try this shit on you. See how you like it! Hey, no, wait, I don't want to go for a ride! I say these battles go a lot faster now that I can teleport right up to these guys, but it still doesn't really make the fact that I'm still doing nothing but constantly punching them a lot. Like, yes, ultimately this is a lot less tedious than if I were fighting against Frieza, who for some reason simply could not be damaged much at all compared to these two without Super Saiyan power. It just begs the question of how the heck Frieza can get away with that, but these bastards don't have that same stipulation. I mean, I guess because you don't have access to Super Saiyan power at this point, so clearly can't do that, but at the same time, Frieza is that one outlier that I'm just not... that pisses me off. Okay, you're smarter than most other enemies. You still do get stuck every once in a while I'm up here and you're down there, and where is everything going? I don't know. Also, your shots track, so that's a bit of a problem. But at least I have Sensu Beams. Again, only 3 though! Ow. Alright, I'd like to say you're down for good, but we both know you're not. This is where the sad part of the story comes in.
Go back to the past and help Goku.
This is the dark world Trunks left behind, and this is a future he now hopes to prevent.
And thus, we have the end of Trunks' saga in the future, which absolutely spoils the fact that we're going to be going up against the true enemies, quote-unquote, are androids 17 and 18, and not the ones that we end up fighting here, these two. Yeah, the heart virus that he's doomed to suffer within this year, except not, because Trunks decided to come back into the past and alter the timeline in ways that somehow Goku doesn't develop the virus until 3 years after the fact. It's kind of confusing, but at the same time, I guess it sort of makes sense. But I just... my brain! Fucking hate time travel. Defend the Capsule Corp buildings from the prototype androids. Oh. I have to defend buildings now? Oh no. That's not good. What do these guys have against the Capsule Corp buildings anyway? I mean, I guess because Bulma, they know that the briefs are related to Goku or have some sort of connection to him. I suppose. And therefore, that makes them the enemy just as much as Goku is. What are you doing way back here in the corner? That's not where the fighting is. Now, who do you suppose knocked that over? Okay, you stop that. Oh, hey, you're not supposed to be hitting those buildings. No one's supposed to be hitting those buildings. Certainly not me. Oh. Oops. I didn't know that I could damage them as well. Alright, well, let's try that again. Except this time, don't aim for the Capsule Corp buildings. Like, I thought the game would be intelligently designed enough that it would say, oh, the enemies can definitely damage it, but you know, you're the good guy, so you automatically get clearance to blast away at whatever and not cause any problems. Hey! Leave that building alone. It did nothing to you. I'm doing more than that building ever will. Yeah, don't let the Capsule Corp's buildings get damaged. That one, though, that's completely out of my hands. Hey, no, leave the buildings alone. I said leave the buildings alone. I'm sure that'll buff right out, Bulma. Oh, hi, it's you again. So wait, you decided to have a special animation for this one now, despite the fact that it's already showed up once before in the future, where I would have seen it before. Not that it matters when I'm going super... Ow! Super Saiyan! I can beat the living daylights out of anything and everything. Oh my god, the running speed on this guy. And I'm gonna be completely burning through this as I'm not in combat. Where are all the androids? I wanna beat some android. I wanna beat some things. Okay, I'm done. I get it, all your systems and all your capabilities are heightened. But usually whenever these guys are in Super Saiyan mode, they're not on the ground running, they're teleporting all over the place. So that is kind of frickin' silly. Oh no, wait, you're already close to the building. You're already close to the building, so I gotta make sure that you don't get any... Hey, no more damage than that. I can't cover that. I don't have the kind of money required to actually cover damage to buildings, despite the fact that I damage buildings all the time. Well, I mean, not really. All their fights usually take place in wastelands and the like, usually. It's just that, you know, the androids decided, we're gonna attack a city first to get their attention. Alright, let's see how many more of these combos I can round out. That's 4 and then 4, or then 3 and then 5. That's a bit weird. Okay, don't power up too much. I don't want to go Super Saiyan immediately. Wait until we've got some actual enemies on screen before we bring out the golden hair. Also, enemies that don't do that all the time. Stop that, stop that. I want to be fighting things with combos, not having to stay away and stay back and there it goes, my Super Saiyan mode. It's just like that thing can never last long enough for it to be worthwhile. Alright, before I defeat you, I want to make sure I've got everything. And this is the last of these things. Okay. Now I'll kick your head. Do you have a head? Well, let's find out. The anchor trucks go boom. Oh, I see. Yamcha's getting Yamcha'd as usual, Yamcha. Oh, wait, yeah, it just ends right there. Okay, so I get the feeling we're not even going to be fighting Android 19 at all.
Android 19 prepares to pounce when another Saiyan steps in to finish the fight. It's Vegeta, ready to show the world that he too has become a Super Saiyan.
Come, Android.
Oh, so we are gonna fight 19? That's right, I'm going to kick your silly round mime face in. There's not much to protect, is there? Yeah, that was way too frickin' easy, all things considered. Like, I get it was probably supposed to be easy.
The hunt for Dr. Gero is on.
Because of course it is. Yeah, I get to play as Super Saiyan Vegeta! I am now truly the Super Souls! I truly am a soup! Oh, shit, you didn't see that. And we still have his Gallic Gun attack, despite the fact that he's long since moved on from that, as is one of his main strikes. Yeah, Vegeta has this thing about simply, you know, he only ever used the... As far as most of his energy attacks go, he never really uses most of them by name more than once. Like he has all sorts of key beam attacks and all sorts of key blast attacks. But the named ones, like the Big Bang attack and the Gallic Gun and the Final Flash, are ones that he only always ever used one time piece. Granted, I find the whole concept of naming your attacks kind of silly in the first place, when it's clear that you don't really need to. You really think you have a chance against me, you android punks? I told you before, I am a true Super Saiyan! I don't need to be right now, because you're not worth it! I can beat your asses without becoming a blondie. 3 then 4 then 2, or 4 then 2 then 3. Such sense this makes. I don't know how many of these I'm gonna end up using anyway. That makes sense. Totally. Ah, more androids! We're on the right track then. But let's make this a Super Saiyan soup party! Give me some more, huh? I wanna be this android. I wanna get a... You cannot defeat Super Vegeta in the Super Saiyan Super. Actually, I'm done being a Super Saiyan for now. Completely has nothing to do with the fact that my stamina bar drain. I just don't want to do it anymore. I find you guys not challenging enough when I do that. Yeah, that's my reason for it. Oh, turrets now. Buy one more upgrade if I can, and then yeah. 4 then 3 then 3, or 3 then 3 then 4. God, why is this so confounding? Well, at least one more set of upgrades and I'm freaking done with this. In the meantime, though, let's just... Hold up. Why is there a big purple block over there behind the wall? I guess it's some kind of programming block, since, yeah, this is the location of Jiro's lab.
Trunks calls for a retreat, but Vegeta's pride will not let him back down.
My pride! Oh, yeah, and we're just automatically transported to Battle of 18. You know, I could become a Super Saiyan for this, if I wanted to, but I just... Oh! Okay, maybe I do want to, huh? See? I have true Super Saiyan power, and I can definitely beat you with it. Oh, yeah, no, maybe not. My arm says something to the contrary.
But he is hesitant to agree, for he senses a new evil roaming the Earth, a creature far more terrified than the androids.
Yeah. But that is a saga we have yet to enter. And I did miss a key capsule. Fuck! Well, whatever. We will figure out what this new threat and what all that entails to follow will be on the next exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z Sagas!